A federal high court in Port Harcourt on Monday restrained the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) from recognizing any candidates of the All Progressive Congress (APC) for the 2019 general elections in Rivers State. The court also nullified all nominations of the APC in Rivers State for the forthcoming elections in 2019. The court ruled specifically that the APC cannot participate in the governorship, Senate, House of Representatives and House of Assembly elections during the 2019 polls in Rivers State. Justice Kolawole Omotosho, in his judgment in the suit filed by Senator Magnus Abbey and others versus Rivers APC and others, declared the APC for failing to respect the law must bear the consequences of her disobedience of the law. Justice Omotosho stated that the direct and indirect primaries of the Rivers State APC are illegal, null and void. The court further declared that both the direct and indirect primaries were held during the pendency of the suit at the Rivers State High Court. According to the court, the APC conducted the indirect primaries in gross disrespect of the pending suit before Justice Chiwendu of the Rivers State High Court. He noted that the judgment of Justice Chiwendu nullifying the primaries of the APC in Rivers State is yet to be set aside by our appellant court, hence it remains valid. The court therefore held that the names sent by the Amechi faction and the National Working Committee of the APC to INEC for the 2019 general elections were illegal and should be disregarded. He posited that the direct primaries conducted by the Senator Magnus Abbey faction were illegal because the National Working Committee of the APC did not monitor or participate in the processes. Justice Omotosho added that Justice Chiwendu was clear when he nullified all primaries and congresses held during the pendency of the suit, which included the direct primaries conducted by the Abbey faction. He said that both the Senator Magnus Abbey and the Amechi factions have no leg to stand in view of the judgment, hence both factions are disqualified from participating in the elections. The court held that the APC in Rivers State has no power to nominate and sponsor any candidate for the 2019 general elections. Justice Omotosho condemned the invasion of the Rivers State High Court during the hearing of the suit, saying that the actions must be taken to check the excesses of persons interested in destroying the rule of law. In another development, the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt has granted an injunction stopping all sacked candidates of the All Progressive Congress (APC) in Rivers State from parading themselves as candidates for the 2019 general elections. He said that the Rivers APC will not participate in the Governorship, Senate, House of Representatives and House of Assembly elections in 2019. Justice Kolawole Omotosho also granted a mandatory injunction directing the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to remove all APC candidates from ballot papers and other electoral materials. The court gave his judgment in a suit filed by Rivers State PDP asking the court to compel INEC to obey the judgment of the Rivers State High Court nullifying all Rivers State APC primaries and congresses. He reaffirmed his directive in the suit between Senator Magnus Abbey and other versus Rivers APC that INEC cannot recognize any candidates presented by the APC for the 2019 general elections. He added that all the primaries conducted by Rivers State APC have been nullified by the State High Court remains invalid because the judgment was not being set aside. Therefore, Justice Omotosho said that the APC in Rivers State has no right to nominate any candidate for all the elections. The court warned against the willful disobedience of court orders, saying that it is detrimental to the rule of law. Counsel to the PDP, DK Udena, expressed happiness with the judgment. He said since the APC failed to comply with the Electoral Act, they cannot participate in the elections in 2019.
It is gratifying to note that the court, after looking at all the facts, all the arguments, and interpreted all the provisions of the law, they came to that conclusion that the All Progressives Congress did not comply with the requirements of the Electoral Act and are therefore not eligible. They are not entitled to participate in the 2019 general elections in respect of elective offices in Rivers State, because they did not comply with the law. So it's a good day for the rule of law. It's a good day for democracy. We are quite happy with the judgment.
Counsel to Senator Magnus Abbey Mr. Henry Bello said the court emphasized obedience to court orders, saying that the nullification is the consequences of the imposition of candidates. He said that Senator Magnus Abe and others will appeal the judgment.
We are willing to appeal based on further instructions from our clients. In just that thin line. Otherwise, everything about the judgment. And indeed, we also we wish to salute, to be on record, salute the industry of the court and the fact that the court emphasized the importance of obedience of judgments and orders of court. For we found in this case, wanton disobedience of court after some disgruntled elements are tried to intimidate the court. And we have also seen, moving forward, the consequence of attempt by some persons to impose candidates on others. This is the consequence.
Also speaking, counsel to APC INEC Ebete said that the APC will challenge the two judgments. He added that the APC will also file papers to stay of execution of the judgment.
I've said that before, that we are also quarreling with that. It's a subject which we are going to appeal against, and we'll file necessary papers for the stay of execution of such orders made. We'll do that.
Expressed dissatisfaction that the court barred Rivers APC candidates from parading themselves as nominees for the elections.
We transmit our records and file a brief, and other parties do same. This appeal can be heard within 10 days. It can be heard within 2 weeks. First of all, the duty is on us now to make it, to facilitate it, that it will be heard within the 2 months. It's after 2 months it becomes lapsed. But we have to do it within 2 months.